Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're going to keep letting folks in, make sure we've got everybody here before we get started. Take a look and make sure that you're muted as you come in.
I'd also like to make another announcement. Please, because we're going to be recording some votes, please put your first and last name and institution in your name. So if you go to rename yourself, so we can have a clear record. Unfortunately, the Texas Association of Museums cuts off in a very odd place, so I'm going to change that to TAM.
If you don't know how to rename yourself, right-click your name in the participants list and then click rename.
Hey, Alex.
Yes.
I'm having trouble getting this award and the council plaque in the shot. Do I just hold that up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Monica?
Yes, ma'am.
It's Mari Temez. Okay, it is going to say Judge Wolf's name. I thought so, but I wanted to confirm for you. Yes, it is. So we're good to go.
Great, thank you.
Of course.
Good to see you, Mari.
Hey, how are you, Alex? Everything was fabulous. I totally enjoyed it. So thanks. I didn't get to hit every single one that I wanted to because, of course, work is in the way. But I loved it all. It was great. Hey, Maurice.
Hey, Maddie. Thank you for everything you've done. Really appreciate you.
Well, I'm trying to, you know what I mean, make sure if you guys need anything, just let me know. So, but it was a pleasure, and I really enjoyed all the sessions I was able to attend anyway. So
Yeah,
thanks.
You're welcome. This was a great experience, and the good news is the platform, all of the videos and everything is going to be in the platform for 3 months.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of time, and we'll do probably some reminders to get some people to go in there. Maybe do a little recap of the highlights of the annual meeting. That might be nice to do.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I enjoyed all the THC things and, you know, things that I have to, you know, that justifiably I'm involved in, so to say. I'm sorry, I'm escaping to this. So it was good. So thank you. And it was a pleasure working with you, and I look forward to doing it again.
Mari, I don't think we could have asked for a better endorsement. Thank you so much. And welcome, everyone. It is 1:32, so I am going to call us to order for this annual business meeting today on Friday, April 16th, and again, starting at 1:32. So we are going to begin the meeting today, first with business. Hence business meeting. And then we're going to jump into our awards ceremony. And then for those of you who can, I really hope that you will stay on the call with our wrap-up session with Alex and Maurice, because I think that's going to be a really nice, bring it all together and wish everybody well on the way out of this annual conference this year. So please do that. We also will be voting today, so watch your chat for the ballot link. And in the meantime, stay muted. And I know that Alex and Rebecca and Monica are going to help, and Emmy are going to help watch if we have any questions that pop up or hands that get raised or whatever, and help keep me on course for this business meeting so we can get through the logistical stuff first and then jump to the fun awards after. So first on our agenda, I'm going to call on Rebecca to give us the minutes.
Well, welcome everyone. There are a few notes I want to say about the minutes. Alex, is there a link where people can view the minutes?
The minutes themselves are part of this event page. So how you got registered for the event has the agenda, minutes, financials, and their bylaws changes.
Great. So if you could go ahead and scroll through, browse through, find those, open them, take a few minutes to look them over. These are the minutes from last year's annual business meeting, which was our first Zoom annual business meeting. So there are a few Notes on there listed at the top. The first being participants list is incomplete because we didn't quite know how to do that last year. This year we do. So that will be an incomplete list. So our apologies for that. But at this time, if you have any questions about the minutes or corrections, additions, please let me know. It was a very brief meeting, not brief, efficient meeting, about 27-minute meetings, something like that. So we'll give you a few minutes to look those over. And then Alex, will we take a motion? And one point of that I would like to request as we're voting on things today, if you make a motion or a second or have a question or anything, could you please state your name also so that our minutes can be complete for next year?
Thanks, Rebecca. So I will call for a motion to accept the minutes as presented. You can unmute.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented. This is Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel. Any discussion or any adjustments to the minutes that need to be made? If not, then I'll call for a second and you can unmute.
This is Jake. I'll second.
Thank you, Jake. So we have a second. So all in favor of accepting the minutes as presented?
Aye.
Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are accepted as presented. Thank you, Rebecca. So next up on our agenda is our treasurer, Charlie Walter.
Yes, hello. I know that this is the highlight of the conference for most of you, the annual treasurer report. The short answer here is that we ended the year in the black. I have to commend Alex's leadership. When we put this budget together in 2019, we did not know there would be a pandemic. The first thing that hit us was having to cancel the annual conference and quickly get it to a virtual format. So as you can imagine, our revenue from annual conference and memberships were down because of the pandemic. But Alex did an excellent job acquiring some grants and PPP loans to really carry our budget forward. And as I mentioned earlier, we ended the year pretty much like we expected, about $15,000 in the black, not including the big finding to alternative futures funding that's in the bank as well. So that's our treasurer's report. And I'll mention that the quarterly reports in this report are available at the TAM offices. If anybody ever wants to view those, just contact Alex or Emmy and they'll get you copies of the reports.
Thank you, Charlie. So I need a motion to accept the financial report as presented. You can unmute and say
So
your name.
moved.
Thank you, Anne. We have a motion to accept. Any discussion regarding financials or any questions? All right, then I'll move for a second to accept the report.
This is Christine West. I will second.
Thank you, Christine. So we have a second. All in favor, unmute and say aye or raise your hands.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the financial treasurer's report is approved. Thank you. Next, I get to call on our past president, whose shoes I have to, well, I guess I don't have to walk in his shoes, but I have to walk in his footsteps, right? And keep moving us forward. So Chris Dyer is going to present some acknowledgements and some introductions for those of you who haven't met already. Chris?
Thanks, Margaret. And we're really looking forward. Well, we're already in your presidency and we're enjoying it. So, but thanks for that shout out. Every year we select a slate for the membership to vote on. And so what we do is we appoint a teller committee. And I really want to acknowledge these folks for, tabulating the results and counting all that and making sure that we're accurate and all the votes are, legitimate and all of that good stuff. So Luis Contreras, Coleman Hampton, and Bella Miriam really helped us get through that process. It was good, and we had a lot of votes, so that's exciting, and appreciate your service. So the slate was presented and council did vote, and so returning is Ami Kamara, Fire Museum of Texas in Beaumont. New council members, Cynthia Evans, French Legation Museum, Texas Historical Commission in Austin. Emily Wilkinson, Texas Tech University System in Lubbock. Rory Cartier, National Museum of the Pacific War in Fredericksburg. Ann Fortescue, International Museum of Arts and Science in McAllen. And Daniel Carey Whalen, Centennial Museum in Chihuahuan Desert Gardens, El Paso. So we're looking forward to serving with this group. It's a really strong council. And with that said, we've made a lot of progress in the past couple of years, and that progress can be attributed to our outgoing council members that put in a lot of time and effort and talent. And so we really appreciate them. And we're going to hate to see these folks step down, but this group includes Coleman Hampton, Rena Lawrence, Mikey Sproat, Evan Wyndham, and Luis Contreras. So really sorry that you guys are stepping down. We're excited about the new group coming in, but we really appreciate your service. So thank y'all. And that is my report.
Thank you, Chris. And absolutely. And by the way, for those of you who are stepping off of council, we're not going to let you go too far. We anticipate relying on your skills and experiences and hope you will stay engaged with TAM throughout the next year. So next on the agenda, we're going to have a vote on the Constitution and the bylaws. Now, we posted thanks to Big First. Great thank you to Mikey and to Kathy Shannon, who led this process and review of the bylaws and the Constitution. And we got real nitpicky and really looked at just general copy edits or any kind of typos, name changes, address changes, refinement, posed questions across council, and checked in with advisors and laws and all sorts of things. And so just as a refresher, the Constitution as our founding document sets up who we are, right? It's our mission and it is our goals. And then our bylaws are how we achieve all of that and our structure for achieving all of that. So they're two very different things, but both are actually used by the IRS in analyzing how we're doing with our nonprofit status. So they're both very, very critical documents. And as we did the review, we found that without a doubt, our Constitution had to be updated simply because of an address change. And that's really critical for the tax documents. So that was one of the main things. But then we also looked at generalizing a little bit more to reflect the current mission and vision of TAM. And then we also highlighted our commitment to diversity and inclusion in the Constitution as well. So those were the changes there. With regard to the bylaws, we increased the size of a meeting quorum for better transparency. We broadened membership to include additional organizations, affinity groups, that sort of thing, and institutions that included, we used to use museums kind of generically before, right? Now we call out library and archives and we really wanted to reflect our membership. So we looked at the wording on that. We refined the definition of membership in good standing. We looked at changes to the officer positions, made sure that the titles were up to date and to reflect the current business and governance practices. And then we made some changes to the committees to reflect the difference in structure, responsibility, timeframe, and the reach of certain committees. And in addition, we also added to and refined the responsibilities of council members where that was important to do. And that is essentially it. So we posted those due to our bylaws. 30 days ago, we asked for written commentary and we didn't receive any written commentary. So we feel confident in coming to you today to present them as we're recommending that they be amended. We are going to take 2 votes. The first vote, and they have to pass by, these amendments have to pass by 2/3 of those present at this meeting, and voting members present at this meeting. And the first is going to be for the Constitution amendments. So I am requesting a motion to accept the amended Constitution as presented.
So moved, Dyer.
Thank you, Chris. Any discussions or any questions we haven't addressed with regard to the Constitution? Hearing none, I'll ask for a second.
Second.
Thank you, Daniel. We have a second. So the second is for the motion to be for, sorry, tongue twister. The motion is on the table and seconded for the constitutional amendments to be accepted as presented. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, amendments accepted. Thank you. Next, for the bylaws. I'll need a motion to accept the bylaws as amended and presented.
I'll move, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
I'll second Ann Fortescue.
Thank you, Anne. Backing up just a little bit, was there anybody who had any questions or any concerns at all about the bylaws that they wanted to get out on the table? Hearing none, motion was presented and seconded, and let's take it to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
Hey, Margaret,
Yes.
Emmy put a poll in the chat. Should we vote on the poll just to have a record?
Yes.
Yes.
That did not.
Let me back it.
Sure. Sorry, it didn't show up in my feed, Alex. But that's not your
That's
fault.
fine.
I'm sure that's mine.
No, we got a good kind of vote taken, but please record it in this form. There is in the chat, there is a Google Doc that has those, just so that it makes it easier for us for lessons. If you wouldn't mind going in there and doing that, record it. But sounds like it was
I'll give you a minute or so to go ahead and open up that doc and put your vote in. And thank you, Emmy, for setting that up. Okay, you can continue to do that if you need additional time. In the meantime, I'm going to turn next to Alex Freeman, who's going to give us the executive director's report regarding the 2020 in review.
Thank you, Margaret, and thank you for joining us this week. I hope you got a chance to explore this different conference experience, but we try to increase engagement so that we provided a platform that you could make your own. And as I mentioned in the start of today's program, the access to the Whova app will be open for 3 months, and we'll have that in place that you can find it later. But some great conversations happening there, some good notes, some good sharing, and some really great recordings from this week's proceedings. I hope you got a chance over Wednesday and Thursday to explore San Antonio. It saddens us that we weren't able to be with you in San Antonio this year, but lots of flavor of San Antonio. The presentations, our showcase, our speakers, and literally the flavors of hearing from the Texas Chili Queen cooking history on Monday evening. If you got a chance to do that. But now it's tradition within our annual business meeting to recap the previous year. And there was a lot of things that went on as I started looking and reflect over what happened and how we've overcome some tremendous challenges as a association and as a body of members. I know it's been a hard year for you, but we're here for you, and we're changing and living in directions I think you'll be happy to see. So let's start with let's kick it off with February. Early in February, we had a webinar where we talked about successful and digital projects. Boy, we didn't really know how important that webinar was going to be until a couple months later when digital products sprung up all over and really worked to start learning how to communicate and connect with people at a distance. And this is really where it started. In February, our team expanded as well. I'm sure you've met Emmy Larson. She started as our administrative coordinator and is the program coordinator. Just a fantastic person, and I'm very happy to be working with her. You get a lot of Emmy. She keeps us on track. Later in February, TAM participated in Music Advocacy Day in DC. It was probably the last trip out of the state I did, and one of the last trips I did to Boston. And in late February, the word of a flu-like making the rounds, and we were crammed in an elevator, kind of joking about that. We didn't realize how serious that was going to be for the next month. That's when we got to March, and all counties in Texas were declared a disaster area. So that really started the ball moving on the cancellation of our conference scheduled for Bryan College Station. But we've kind of figured out how to connect and have a little bit of fun in April between the reschedule in May. We had some hump day happy hours where we just had some musicians come in every couple of weeks and play for us and just give us a little informal time together at a time when anxieties were very high. In May, we did our TAM's first virtual conference ever. We pulled it off, and I tell people we pulled it off with duct tape, and this year is was a different experience where you could come in and really figure out what are the things, what are some of the better ways to connect, and that's what you see this year. But all of that thinking, all of that changing happened, and we feel like we again and improve on it. The other thing is in many experience of radio budget that we can see right here today. Who knew that they were Brady's were so advanced back in the 60s that they would care what our worlds were going to look like. June, we moved our new site, our Texas Museum, which was really great. This is something I've been wanting to do for some time. I realize, and I hope you realize, that data is a really important thing to collect and analyze within your organization. And we didn't have a website to do that type of data collection. So moving to this has really allowed us to do a lot of scale up our impact within the state. And in June, the first things we put on the website was our Black Lives Matter event on June 10th. So that was when the conversations began that have impacted laws for business that we see today. In July, got the chance to come together with the local hosts committee from San Antonio and came up with a very, very provocative theme that addressed roots and reckoning, museums respond and redefine. And, you know, looking at July, that was a time of a lot of unrest. So really being able to see how that unrest impacts museums was an important that we wanted. That month we partnered with the Texas Historical Commission online workshops, creating local history exhibits your visitors won't forget. And so being able to keep our program going was really important for us. Special development core to and to share resources in that way.
Alex, Alex, sorry to interrupt, but you are turning out to be very choppy and spotty with your connection. I don't know if that's something that you can resolve on your end. I want to make sure everybody can really hear you well.
Let me try coming back in. Please bear with me.
Thank you. One of the hazards of virtual experiences, right, is sometimes there are things that are just outside of our control in terms of being able to depend on the universe for a good signal. So short of doing a song and dance for you in the meantime, which I don't think you really want to see, we'll wait for Alex to come in. It's really interesting to me to see where we've come from over this last year. Is, you know it, and some things you try to forget, and other things you don't realize how much of an impact they're going to have. But what everyone has been through in this last year has been pretty incredible, and I know at times fatiguing as well. But I've been so grateful for everyone continuing to be hopeful and hope-filled and support each other in the way that TAM members have been over these years. So hopefully Alex will be able to, there he is.
All right. Wow, that was embarrassing. My apologies. At least I didn't have the Darth Vader voice. I know Chris has had that voice before, and I was in a meeting and everyone's like, well, you have a new superpower. And I'm like, oh,
well, welcome back. You sound much, much better.
Yes, and I have two Wi-Fis, and I was on the slowest one, so I think we should be good for now. Let me get back to really. I want to get back to June because that was a really important time for us. Give me sharing abilities, please. All right, there. Can you see my screen okay? Okay, great. So I'll take it back to June. So June was when we got our new website, which was really important for us to do the type of work that we want to do over the next few years. And June was also the month that we had a lot of civil unrest happen around the United States. And TAM Council came together to have a meeting about what our stand was against all of the events that were happening at that time. And really, this was an important announcement. This is one of the first announcements we made on our new website. We also required salaries to be listed in our job postings that month with the new website. So, you know, it wasn't just a new website that we had, it was a new kind of a new way of thinking. And I wanted to pause there because I think that's a very important part for us. And again, in July is when we first met with the local host committee in San Antonio. And the theme that you see this week comes directly from that summer of unrest. And we wanted to come together and really talk about how museums can be in dialogue with these common these public issues that are happening around us. And again, it's important to fulfill our educational mission by partnering, collaborating, and providing professional development. So we want to thank the Texas Historical Commission. They've always been really great partners with us on their workshops. So their workshop, Going Local, Creating Local History Exhibits Your Visitors Won't Forget. In August, we began really when Emmy came on, we really wanted to build up affinity groups. Affinity groups have been a big part of TAM for many, many years, but their engagement has gone up and down. But I really see affinity groups as the ears to the ground in terms of the specific issues we need to hear about and learn about. And we have fun with it too. We did a humanity bingo in August with DivCom, our diversity committee, that decided later that year to change the name to IDEA, which was DEAI, respelled into a word that you can say instead of DIA or DA. So the affinity groups have been a really big part. And I'm really happy to hear that at this meeting, someone has stepped up in a leadership role for an affinity group that has been idle for some time. So the power of this community, it's really important. In September, we did a lot of listening. We spent a lot of time. One of the things that we had heard up to the summer was just how education programs were being decimated. Those staff, these school programs, they've come to a stop. So we decided to go to 4 regions. We went to the Texas Heritage Trails, our forts region, our forest trail region, the tropical trail region, and the Independence Trail, and do a deep dive into how those regions were responding to school closures and the reduction in revenue from education related programs. So we did a lot of focus groups around that, and we have I think in May we're going to have our first program come out of that. So if that is if either of any of these areas are important to you, sign up to hear more about our technology projects. Technology is also at the core of our Finding Alternative Futures 2 Digital Fluency project. We thank you to the Houston Endowment for coming in late in the year. We had a conversation early in the year, like, well, this pandemic has taken hold. Maybe we should put a pause on future programming, and they said no. This is the time when people need you the most. So this is a project much like the focus group work, where we found different digital directions to go in. We're going to start creating coursework around these, and this program has some coaching. But the important thing for TAM is that it's providing us another avenue for professional development. You know, conferences historically has taken up 1/3 of our budget. So when you have a bad year, you have a bad year. So finding and diversifying our revenue is important. This project is going to help build us long-lasting, relevant resources that we're going to be able to share beyond Houston. So the work that we're doing this fall, will be repackaged and represented to other parts of Texas. So I wanted you to know that the work that's being done in Houston will benefit the greater TAM and museum community. In November, we closed out with a couple more online programs, Museum and Resilience, Activating Your Anti-Racism and DEI Efforts, with Dina Bailey. She's a really great speaker if you haven't heard her. And in December, Managing Museum Risks During a Pandemic. So really managing public programs and events and that type of thing. But as Charlie mentioned, one of the best things about this 2020 is, despite all of the challenges that we face financially, we got TAM community still supported. You still renewed your memberships. We had emergency grants from a variety of organizations that just wanted to make sure that we could succeed. The PPP helped us out, so we made it work, and it was a struggle, but it pushed us into a realm where now we're going to be leaders within the digital fluency realm in terms of association. And I can't think of another association that is that's statewide like that has focused so much on helping to move technology issues forward. And that's my recap for the year. I'm really looking forward to the rest of this year and coming back next year and showing all of the progress we've made with these projects.
Thank you so much, Alex. Does anyone have any specific questions for Alex about this past year, or anything that's on your mind or that you wanna throw out into the sphere here? We are happy to take them.
Yeah, we got some time. We're moving, as Rebecca said, efficiently through our agenda. And I want to make sure we get a couple minutes for our awardees to come in. But yeah, I like, I've been part of TAM for quite some time, and I love hearing from the folks who tell us about the first conferences they went to in the 70s and 80s and 90s, and I was talking to Gary Smith from the Summerlee Foundation. He said, yeah, we were in Waco the year of the Branch Davidian siege. And a lot of the people at TAM had to share the room with the ATF agents and CNN news reporters and just all sorts of activity. So every year there's something that defines an annual meeting in some way. So maybe if there's something you want to share about what I shared about, maybe tell us about one of your stories, because it's been a heck of a year.
Scan in the room here.
Well, we'll look back, and this is Carl. We'll look back on this year as the year that we had the conference all perfectly planned, and we're planning to be in San Antonio. And here we are all across the state looking at each other on a video screen. So I think that this will be just as memorable in some ways, a decade or two from now, and we'll think back to that time that we had to do this on a computer screen rather than being, at the bar after hours or with each other in the conferences or in the hallway and that sort of thing. So this is kind of a special year in and of itself, and it took just as much work for everybody in San Antonio to pull all this stuff together as it would have been if we were together. So thank you to everybody who made this year so special and wonderful in its own way.
Here, Carl. Couldn't have said it better. I mean, the fact that our sponsors and underwriters in San Antonio stuck with us and contributed and are excited to have us come back in 2023 is a big deal, really. And we are so grateful. And I have to say, I've been so impressed throughout this week about the close relationship that the cultural institutions across San Antonio have with each other, and the way in which they work together with each other is just incredibly inspiring. You've got some fantastic leadership there, and just so impressed. So thank you for that. Well, I do have some announcements that could potentially take us through to making sure that all of any outstanding awardees are still able to log on with us and get in the room. Just so you know, all of the information, besides being in the chat box, all the links and everything there that have been put in, are available through the TAM office. So you can call Emmy, you can email Alex, you can say, hey, I want to see this and I want to go into it a little bit more in depth, and they'll get it to you right away, because our whole ethos is around being transparent and being upfront about what we're doing and why we're doing it. New applications for the program committee for the 2022 conference in Waco is now open, and that is at tiny.cc/2022 program. And Emmy or Alex, maybe you could put that up in the chat box as well. And call for proposals is also open. I mean, we just finished, right? But we've got to start thinking ahead to what we're going to do next. And give yourself some time to do that. Talk with your teams, and let's get some really fantastic things out on the table for the program committee to take a look at and get on the schedule. And that is at tiny.cc/TAM 2020 submit. So all of that will also be on our website, texasmuseums.org. So you can go there and you can pull up any of this. I also issued a challenge in my coffee chat on Tuesday morning to everybody who is on there. And so the President's Challenge coming out of this week is, I would love for each person who is currently a member or institution who is currently a member to bring in one new member before the end of this year. And that's because we want to be able to extend our reach. We want to be able to be a resource for more institutions across Texas. We know the need is there. Some folks don't know we exist yet. And one of the best ways to get word out about us is through word of mouth. So that's your challenge. And Alex and I are going to be talking about what kind of special recognition for that we can give to those who bring in. And we look forward to meeting or bringing back folks who haven't felt part of TAM for a while. We want to make sure that we get them in now. Carl, I love that your mother-in-law joined us. I'm just looking at the screen there. I think there's nothing wrong with that.
That was intended to be a private message back to someone who had texted me, and I didn't realize that I'd done it to the full group. So thank you for.
We are all very aware of family, pet, and issues when it comes to this, so it's just perfectly fine.
So I apologize for that.
The other thing I wanted to mention is make sure that TAM emails are coming right to your inbox instead of to your spam folder. And I can say this because at the Bullock Museum, our moniker of the story of Texas.com often ends up in spam emails, but I see that happen with TAM too. So just when you get back to your desks or when you get off this call, take a look and make sure that we're on your safe sender list. And then I want to conclude this part of the meeting before we get into the awards with some very warm and heartfelt thanks. Again, appreciation to San Antonio, to the local host committee chair, Maurice McDermott. Maurice, you are phenomenal. To our program committee chairs, Coleman Hampton and Michelle Everidge, you guys are incredible. I keep hearing from people about how impressed they were with everything, how valuable everything that they learned this week was. And so many people have told me how grateful they were to have the flexibility, that life got in the way of being with TAM, and the fact that they have this flexibility to come back and revisit topics or sign in and off was huge. So you guys did an amazing job. Thank you so much. Our meeting planners, Manifest Creative, Monica and the team did a great job. I think you handled every challenge with grace and calmness, and we couldn't have done this without you. Thank you so much. And all of you transforming our face-to-face annual event into another successful virtual experience. We had an amazing number of people sign on. Alex, was the final tally over 350?
It was 384.
384,
Yep.
which was fantastic. And I am just so honored to be a part of this group and to be moving forward with all of you. I think we're in a fantastic place and really look forward to getting to know everyone better and to getting you involved and feeling this is your TAM, this is your Texas Association of Museums, and that you have a place here and feed into it and get sustenance out of it. So with all of that, I want to turn us over to, yay, 2021 TAM Awards. And this is so exciting because in such a difficult year to be able to acknowledge these people and these projects that were just phenomenal is incredible. So we are going to start with the Joe Stewart Randall Award. Just as background, TAM's Joe Stewart Randall Outstanding Trustee Award recognizes excellence and distinguished contributions by a volunteer trustee to museums in Texas. We know how important volunteers are. This award spotlights one outstanding trustee whose visionary leadership has made a significant impact on the museums he or she serves. And the award is named in honor and memory of Joe Stewart Randall, who lived from 1915 to 2002, an exemplary museum trustee from the Texas Panhandle. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Chris Dyer to present the award.
Hey, everyone, can you hear me?
We can.
All right. Well, I'm so honored today to recognize our 2021 Joe Stewart Randall Outstanding Trustee Award recipient. When I first learned that Sue Lee of College Station was nominated by my friend and colleague, Dr. Deborah Kalman, I can't express how excited I was. And a 1-hour meeting wouldn't give me enough time to share everything, all the good stuff that I know about Sue and what a special person she is. But I'll keep it short. I'm scripted. So, and I'm just really excited. Sue Lee brought her outstanding leadership skills to the Brazos Valley Museum of Natural History in Bryan 6 years ago. This important museum is a regional treasure that needed a helping hand. Sue built a board of motivated and committed members, chaired and quadrupled proceeds for the museum's largest fundraiser, and strengthened its committees and governance. Her visionary leadership also enabled the museum to weather the pandemic. As board president, Sue brought fresh new ideas, empowered the executive director, and her philanthropy is unrivaled. On a personal note, Sue Lee was involved in my hiring at the Arts Council in 2010. Some will say this is her only questionable decision in any term on a board. The organization was on life support before Sue chose to get involved. And I really want to restate that she chose to get involved because the Arts Council had just been through an ugly lawsuit, resulting in total loss of confidence within the community. It was a true PR nightmare. I think Sue's shaking her head. I frequently ask myself, why would this amazing woman ever choose to put her reputation on the line for something like that? And it's really simple, because Sue Lee gets museums and what we do as nonprofit professionals. Most importantly, she loves her community and has a passion for the arts and sciences. Sue opened every door in town for me, as she has done for Dr. Kalman. Through her reputation and hard work, Sue elevated the Brazos Valley Museum of Natural History like she has done for so many other nonprofit communities and the nonprofit organizations in the Brazos Valley. Sue is truly the perfect board member and friend. I hope that you will all find your Sue, because Texas museums need people like her on our teams. Sue, thank you for your dedication to the Brazos Valley Natural History Museum and all that you do for our field. Sue and Dr. Kalman, please join us on camera, and we want to share our congratulations with a round of applause and let you guys take the stage. So thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Wow, that was so kind. And, I'm speechless. I wish I could see you, but I don't think I can hear. But, you know, talking about quiz, it brought me a lot of good memories because we have so much fun working together. And it's because of quiz. That's why our art council will survive. And the whole, actually our whole community, the arts and culture blossom because of quiz. His inspiration and hard working. So I cannot say enough about him. But anyway, I'm so honored and humbled to receive this award today, because this is a total surprise to me, because I was simply doing what I enjoy doing the most. And like Chris said, I'm passionate about the art, museum, and the culture. And to be recognized with this award, it's beyond my belief, and it's really a tremendous honor. You can see I'm with the Brazos Valley Museum of Natural History, and we are the only natural history museum in the Brazos Valley. It's 100 miles radius. We are enriched by the vibrance of Texas A&M, and where people are open to the arts and culture. Although I'm speaking from the standpoint of my experience with the museum I serve, I think it applies to other museums as well. Our museum has a dedicated staff and an outstanding director. Our trustees have a wealth of knowledge with diverse background. We work as partners with the staff toward the museum's vision. Working as a team, we accomplish several major tasks. For example, we increase our fundraising effort to ensure the long-term financial stability of the museum, and you know, which is very crucial to the survival of the museum. We now have enough reserve to weather a storm like this past year's pandemic. I feel that I'm copying Chris's script, but that was I prepared. Another task is developing the audience for the museum. As trustees, we focus on knowing our community and potential museum's audience. Our trustees constantly brainstorm ideas and think outside the box to increase the audience. For example, interactive exhibit, which draw in the whole family, special presentations to educate the community, and partnership with local entities to create the exhibit and the events. Serving as a trustee is a very rewarding part of my life. Not only I learn and am enriched by many programs offered by the museums, I have made lifelong friends and enhanced my skills in support of the museum. I'm blessed to be given these opportunities to serve. I would like to thank and share this award with all the other trustees. I serve at the Brazos Valley Museum of Natural History. We are a great team. Finally, I'd like to thank the Texas Association Museum for recognizing me with this award. I am humbled. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. It is very easy to see why you have been honored in this way. Your dedication to the field is phenomenal. And in the chat box, I don't know if you can see it, but there's congratulations coming in from members Manny Hurton and Alex and Maria Lazo and Rebecca Ingram. And so just a host of all of us, congratulations.
Thank you.
If you wouldn't mind holding up your award, then we'll take a screenshot. Our photographer isn't available to send around the state, but we can do a quick screenshot here.
Is that good?
A little bit higher. Okay, thank you. Got one more. Excellent.
Thank you so much, Sue. Thank you for being with us.
Very much. Thank you, Chris. Bye.
Congratulations, Sue.
Thank you.
Next, we have the President's Award. TAM's President's Award is given annually by the TAM Executive Committee at its discretion to an individual, institution, or partner organization, or foundation that has done significantly impactful work within the Texas Museum community. And for this award presentation, I'm going to ask Maurice McDermott to do the honors.
Thank you, Margaret, and thank you for your leadership as our leader. So it's my great privilege to present the Texas Association of Museums President's Award to Bexar County Judge Nelson W. Wolf. Judge Wolf has represented Bexar County since 1971 as Texas State Representative on the San Antonio City Council and as mayor of San Antonio from 1991 to 1995. He has been the Bexar County judge since 2001 and a great leader to all of us. Judge Wolf is a champion of the arts and cultural spaces, including museums. He initiated a $415 million visitor-backed bond to support the Tobin Center for the Fine Arts and the 8-mile mission reach of the San Antonio River that yielded Texas' first and only World Heritage Site destination for the Spanish colonial missions. That bond support also provided $5 million in funding for the program riparian habitat of the newly transformed Whitty Museum. So I'm especially grateful for that, Judge Wolf. Most recently, Judge Wolf supported the beautification for the San Pedro Creek improvements in the heart of downtown. I can't wait for you all to come see it in 2023, which includes dozens of magnificent site-specific public art installations. Most telling is that in the Bexar County Courthouse, Judge Wolf spearheaded the creation of the Bexar Heritage Center, which is an engaging interactive museum of Bexar County history. And I know Betty Boucher is on also, and she spearheaded that as well on behalf of the judge. When I asked Judge Wolf why he supported arts and culture so bountifully, he said, "Museums hold the heartbeat of our culture and our history. They are how we can relate to where we came from and how we belong." Judge Wolf, we applaud your vision and wisdom and your public investment in the cultural character of San Antonio and Bexar County. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you very much. And thank you for your great leadership of the Whitty Museum. The recent $100 million expansion and improvement of the museum is outstanding. And I can't thank you enough for what you do. The county, since I've been here, has been very active in supporting the arts. We've supported the Children's Museum. Back my wife is one of the founders of the original one, and now it's in a much larger location today. We funded a part of the expansion of the building of the new Briscoe Western Art Museum, and we funded programs at the Museum of Art. And just recently, it's interesting that this happened today. I was with Lieutenant Governor Patrick just less than an hour or so ago, and we talked about the Alamo. I think we finally got a plan that everybody's going to agree on. I went over to the council yesterday and was very pleased with what they did, and Patrick is also pleased. And you know, they plan to build a big Alamo Museum here, which would be part of the old Woolworth repurposing of the Woolworth building, a historic building right across from the Alamo. And of course, he has to. Hopefully, he'll get some money from the state, but he also has to raise some money. So I told him we'd do our best to try to help fund some of that new museum also downtown. So I want to thank the Texas Association of Museums. I mean, they're incredibly important to our city and our state. And the more programs that are being instituted by museums that target younger people, bringing them in at an early age and beginning to explain to them what we're all about and why culture and why arts is so important. I just think that's extremely step forward for all the museums, what they're doing today. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. You know what, I hate to tell you this, but I took my award home and then I forgot to bring it back. So I don't have it here in the office.
We still want a picture of you though.
That's fine, Judge. Just have somebody snap a photo with you and send it my way.
Okay, we'll do that for you. Again, thank you all very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge Wolf. We're just so pleased to be able to honor you in this way. Thank you for all you've done for us as a whole and for San Antonio.
Thank you.
So now it's my pleasure to introduce the Jack Notes Outstanding Service Award, which was established to recognize significant contributions to the museum field, service to TAM, and truly remarkable individuals. So presented each year at the annual meeting, this award is named in honor of Jack Noakes, who was TAM Executive Director from 1995 to 2008. And this year, the award is going to Lynn Denton. So I had to script this out, otherwise I'd get too emotional over it. So when I stepped into the role of the State History Museum as director, I knew I was following in the formidable footsteps of Lynn Denton, who served as the founding director during the Bullock Museum's formative years. Consummate professional, Lynn received her BA from the University of Texas at Austin, her MA from Texas Tech, and her PhD in anthropology from the University of Texas, Austin. She has served as president of the Texas State Historical Association. TAM previously served as, or received TAM's President's Award back in 2007, and her work with AAM, AASLH, TSHA, THC, TAM, and countless tourism boards, committees, collections, and exhibitions run several pages long, as you can imagine. But the primary reason for her receiving the 2021 Jack Noakes Outstanding Service Award today is her passion and leadership in teaching, guiding, and mentoring students during her teaching career, and in particular, her work as director of the Public History Program at Texas State University, where she worked with both undergraduate and graduate students. Throughout her career, Lynn understands the importance of lifting up incoming generations and emerging leaders who will keep TAM and Texas' amazing museums, archives, and cultural institutions relevant, effective, and at the forefront of innovative and professional institutional practices. But don't take my or the council's words for it alone. Lynn's impact is most beautifully and powerfully conveyed by one of her former students. I knew I shouldn't do this. Anyway, Jenny Cobb Peterson is now with Humanities Texas, and she worked also as a curator at the Bullock Museum for a number of years. And she said it this way: Lynn is the best of us. I joined the Public History graduate program at Texas State at 22 years old, knowing I loved history and wanting to share it with others, but not much else. Dr. Denton's passion for her work and guidance gave me the tools I needed to start my journey in the field. She instilled a sense of confidence in me that I still hold on to anytime a sense of imposter syndrome tries to creep in. Today, I am a 33-year-old curator, wife, and mother, and I still turn to Dr. Denton for her advice, insight, and wisdom. I'm a lucky woman to call her a teacher, mentor, and now friend. Congratulations, Lynn.
Please unmute, Lynn. Oh, looks like you're still on mute.
Monica, is it possible for you to unmute Lynn?
Yeah, I'm working on that. See if we can.
Okay. She told me she was just going to say thank you, but I'm not going to let her get away with that.
Lynn, you should be able to find it next to the little microphone. There should be a down arrow that lets you select to mute or unmute. It might be stuck there. In the toolbar, the furthest icon to the left. Oh, do you have your phone? Are you on your phone? Maybe tap the screen and it'll bring up that toolbar.
Well, Lynn, you're welcome to put anything you want in your chat box if you can access that. I'm sorry we can't. It doesn't seem like. Monica, are you having any luck on your end trying to unmute?
No, unfortunately, it won't let me on our end.
Okay. Lynn, how about this? We'll get a picture of you. And hold up your award and we'll get a screenshot. And I'm so sorry. There it is.
Let's get a quick one. If you could flip it the other way, the letters are backwards. Okay, perfect. Thank you. One more. Okay, great. Lynn, what you may try doing is leaving the meeting and returning, and see if we can't find some time to unmute you. I'd love to hear from you. I know that that 5 seconds seems like an eternity in a Zoom call, but we definitely want to see if we can give you one more chance to get back in. So try to leave the meeting and come back in.
And Lynn, also our AV team is sending you a message with some instructions to try to help guide you through this.
Great. Thank you for that, Monica. Lynn has been such a force for good among Texas museums and museums across the country as a whole. So would love for her to be able to share that experience with you. And for those of you who have worked and know her, because she's really had her hands in everything, already know what an awesome person she is. I'm looking at all of the congratulations come in the chat box. It's really fantastic.
The other thing is that we started a new alumni membership level, and Lynn was our first person to take us up on that new alumni. So if you're have served in TAM Council at some degree over your career, or you're nearing the end of your career and are retiring, we have a place for you. We have a place to continue to hear and connect with important people like Lynn out there in the community to help shape what TAM is going to be, bringing in some of the new voices, and then hearing from this seasoned voice. Looks like Lynn is about to join us again. Hopefully we can get hear a few words from her. Lynn, can you hear us?
I can. I have switched to my laptop because although the camera is dying on it, so I've now got to get you back on starting the video. So hopefully, I am so sorry. This seems to be the technology day for me. So.
Oh, no worries. This has all been a learning experience for all of us. I tell this story about how we were really good at working and communicating in the 20th century, how to use a phone, pencil, staplers, paper clips. Now we all have to communicate through all these buttons and windows and things that sometimes work and sometimes don't. So we're all in the same boat.
Well, anyway, thank you for your forbearance. And I suppose in a way it was good to give me a moment to gather myself, Margaret, because you sort of threw me a curveball there with Jenny's comments as well. I just quickly wanted to express my gratitude for this terrific award. And it's especially meaningful to me, given that it's named for my good friend and colleague, Jack Noakes. Well, listening to your recap of the last year, Alex, really reinforced what I've always felt about TAM, which is that it's a community that builds friendships, encourages professional growth. And over the years, I have relied on and valued this amazing group of dedicated people to talk about and explore the issues that we think about related to the history of our field, its present and its future. So I just want to express my appreciation for TAM as a community and to thank you so very much for this lovely honor.
That's well deserved, and we're so glad that you can be with us today to receive it. So yay, lots of clapping. All right, so next we're going to go to the project awards for printed and digital projects. And for that, I'm going to turn it over to Alex.
All right, thank you, Margaret. And wow, I've been coming to TAM for many years now, and I'm always inspired by the folks that help to lead the museum world and provide and give us young people that are emerging in mid-career an opportunity to help shape the future. And you know, I've learned a lot from the TAM leaders, and I love hearing the old stories and just being part of this community. You know, as Lynn was mentioning, this past year has been about rallying around community. And one of the things that I enjoy doing is celebrating that community through these awards. I think it's a really great opportunity to see the people and the projects that are really shaping museum work. So I'm going to start with the oldest awards, the Mitchell A. Wilder Awards, which promote the highest standards of graphic design and media production through their annual Wilder Publication Design Award competition. The award is named in honor of one of the early advocates of excellence in museum publications, Mitchell A. Wilder, 1913 to 1979. He was the founding director of the Amon Carter Museum in Fort Worth. With that, I want to go to our first award in this category, which goes to the Art Museum of South Texas in the category Invitations and Development Campaign Materials. The silver award is being presented for Phantom Art Ball, designed by Clay Reuter. And we got some images here to show of these. So congratulations to Art Museum of South Texas. We're gonna get some group shots here in a moment. Next, in the same category, Invitations and Development Campaign Materials, gold goes to Holiday Unparty Fundraiser Invitation, designed by Alex Bovin and Coleman Hampton. Congratulations. Also in the Invitations and Development Campaign Materials, the gold award goes to the Briscoe Bison Society Dinner Invitation, designed by Missy Bowman and Marianne Malik. These are invitations and development campaign materials. If I can get a representative from Art Museum of South Texas, Art Museum of South Texas, the Bell County Museum, and the Briscoe Western Art Museum, if you could raise your hand and then we can get a quick screenshot. Okay, there's Coleman. I'm gonna get add a spotlight to you. 1 second. Anyone from Art Museum of South Texas with us today?
This is Kirby Tello. I'm here.
Oh, there you are, Kirby. Sorry. Okay,
No worries.
I can add a spotlight there. And do we have a representative from the Briscoe? Liz.
Hi. I'm here. I don't know if you can see me or not.
We can. So we're going to try something a little different this time, which is we've spotlighted these videos. Hold on 1 second. And let me move Coleman up here. Liz and okay, so I have the four or the three awardees, if you wouldn't mind putting the award in your screen capture, holding it up.
Alex, just give me 1 second.
Okay, let's give it 1 second. It was much easier in the before times to do a lot of these things. So thanks for bearing with us. But hey, this is a documentation of the strangeness that is the virtual world. So I'm going to roll with it. All right, there we go. The Mitchell Award. We just lost Lisa just there for a second. Oh darn! 1 second. Liz, we lost your video right as I was clicking the shutter. If you wouldn't mind holding it up again, okay. Excellent. And one more for the blinkers. I'm always the blinker in the shot. Thank you. Oh, yep. Perfect. Okay. Thank you and congratulations. Next, we're going to move to marketing materials. Here we go. We're going to stick with the Briscoe, and we're going to look at marketing material. Let me fix my video so that I'm pinned. Sorry, Coleman, I got you in there. And there we go. Boom, there we go. Okay, sticking with the Briscoe, we have the marketing materials, supplementary materials, and posters. Gold award goes to, for the West Starts Here presentation folder designed by Annex Designs and Marshall. And then also with the Briscoe Western Art Museum is a Books and Catalogs Award for Gold Award for Night of Artist Exhibition and Sale Catalog designed by Taylor West. Get another photo of Liz since you're the Briscoe rep. 1 second. You can get a screenshot. Thank you. And next up is the Chisholm Trail Heritage Museum in the Books and Catalogs category. A gold award for 20-year anniversary booklet designed by Jenny McChesney. Is Robert Oliver in the audience today? Oh, looks like Robert is not in with a quick scan. If you are, please unmute. Sometimes we log in as our mother-in-law. So want to be mindful if it's a naming issue. Okay, if not, we're going to move on. And for marketing materials, supplemental materials, and posters, the gold and best of show award go to the Panhandle Plains Historical Museum for 19 to 20 PPHM annual report, printed and designed by Senvio Amarillo. Do we have Stephanie in the audience today? Stephanie Price?
I'm here.
Great. Let's get you. Let's see. Gotta change my orientation here so I can see everyone. Got it. So let me put you in a spotlight.
Oh geez, the spotlight. There we go. I can see myself, at least I can the certificates in the picture.
Okay, let's get 1 second. Let me expand the screen and I'll do a 1, 2, 3, shoot, and then one more. Excellent. Thank you and congratulations, Stephanie. Best in show for this year. Great work there.
Thank you, Alex.
All right, moving on to the Tammys. One of my favorite awards because I helped create it. I worked with Aaron McClellan back about 5 or 6 years ago because of my interest in technology and digital projects. And I knew in order to get more of that in Texas, we need to start recognizing who's doing a really great job in these categories. So we have 3 categories that we're going to present on today. Oops. I'm going to start with the first award for today is the 6th floor museum at Dealey Plaza, a bronze for Dealey Plaza National Historic Landmark Interactive Guide. Do we have Megan with us today?
Yes, hi, I'm here.
Okay, great. Do you have your award on hand?
Do.
Right, let me get set here and give me just a moment. Okay, and I guess it's 3, 2, 1. So 3, 2, 1, yes, and one more. I don't know what 1, 2, 3 was. That never works. 3, 2, 1, great. All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, our silver for small museum staff goes to the Texas A&M University Art Galleries for Vedute y Visione. I hope I said that right. Interactive catalog. Do we have Molly on with us?
I'm here, Alex.
Okay, we'll get a quick spotlight there. Do you have your award on hand?
I have not received that yet.
Oh, I am so sorry.
Might be lost in the mail.
Yeah, the mail hasn't been that reliable recently, huh? Apologies for that. Let's just, we can get a photo. Just send it over to me so we can add you to our collection. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Our next award, silver, goes to the National Museum of the Pacific War for their distance learning, connecting to classrooms across the globe. I know we have a couple reps. Brian and David, are you together?
Yes, we are, but socially distancing, as you can really see. Brian, come a little closer. Uh-oh.
Great. Yeah, you could see how much fun it must be to work in a place like that. I like your new education center. So let me get my camera set, and we have 3, 2, 1. Got it. And one more. All right. Congratulations, y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have gold for virtual living history awarded to the Brazoria County Historical Museum. Do we have Michael in the audience today? Do we have a rep from Brazoria County?
Michael Bailey is in the participants list.
Okay.
Give him just a second. It looks like he's starting. Michael, you're unmuted if you want to start speaking.
Okay, yeah, hi. Mike Bailey here. You got me?
Yes, can you turn your camera on?
We don't have a camera.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Well, Mike, did you get your award, or is that stuck?
No, we haven't got it yet.
Okay. Well, when you do, please take a photo. Have somebody take a photo.
We'll send you a picture of it.
And we'll get it up. Congratulations, Michael.
Thank you.
Next, we have gold for creative distancing, an exhibition of community creativity awarded to the Art Museum of South Texas. Kirby, let me get another photo real quick. If you could hold up just a little bit higher. Perfect. Excellent. Thank you. Next, we have the Mayborn gold for Mayborn Connect awarded to Mayborn Museum Complex, Baylor University.
Sick 'em Bears.
There's Alan. Hey, Alan. I'm glad you could be with us today. And congratulations on being the NCAA men's college basketball champions. I've heard a lot about that this week. But
well, we happily accept those congratulations.
Well, please hold your award up, and then we'll get a quick photo.
Get my light here.
All right, 3, 2, 1, got it. Let me get one more. All right, excellent. All right, thank you, Alan.
You bet.
Our next category is in museum experiences. Gold goes to Texas Map Interactive, awarded to the Sue S. Bancroft Women's Leadership Hall, Texas Women's University. Do we have Elizabeth with us today?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Did you get your award?
I did.
Excellent. Okay, if you wouldn't mind holding it up, and then we will take a 3, 2, 1. Got it. And one more. 3, 2, 1. Good. Excellent. Congratulations.
Great. Thank you so much.
Next, want to bring back the National Museum of the Pacific War for their gold for the Admiral Nimitz Gallery that I can't wait to check out once we start traveling again. Okay, here we go. Get that crew back.
Hello again.
All right. One more. Looks like you guys are going to have a busy award cabinet after this week. Congrats. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. And rounding out our categories today is social media campaigns. Gold is going to go to Jolie. I didn't know that that's what the term was, Jolie, but it's the Joint Online Learning Initiative that a number of organizations, I'll name them: Panhandle Plains Historical Museum, the Grace, the Old Jail Arts Center, the Center for Contemporary Arts, San Angelo Museum of Fine Art, Petroleum Museum in Midland, and the National Center for Children's Illustrated Literature. I have some remarks from the judges about this award that I'd like to read off. I don't have it. I'm sorry. I don't have the remarks, but we are going to have this presentation on our website with the remarks for everyone. We just wanted to be mindful of the time. But I have some remarks for this project, and it's really commendable that these organizations came together so quickly in the span of just weeks after closures to keep engaged with distant community through social media. Maybe Rebecca can talk a little bit about this project. We have Rebecca Bridges here, who is one of the main coordinators of this project. And I'm personally fascinated and really applaud your work, because this is the kind of stuff that I think really is great about TAM, is the ability to collaborate, cooperate, and really engage no matter what the circumstances are. Rebecca, would you like to say a few words about this project?
Sure. So no, you're exactly right. We all collectively credit participation to TAM, to having a network, creating a network, and also realizing that a partnership is stronger than individual efforts. So really, with just recognizing what was about to happen, or well, we didn't know what was happening currently in the world during spring break. We closed on Thursday. It was within a span of like 2 days. I had texted everyone I knew that was the doer at their place in our region and said, hey, what are y'all doing virtually? Are you doing anything? Can we help each other? Everybody said yes right away. A few people said, we don't have the bandwidth to, think about anything. And that's great. So if you have questions or interested in some more detailed things, we did a session on it and that'll be available. So go check that out. And we're very honest about all of the ups and downs of that. But really, working together is only going to benefit you, keeping egos out of it, and really focusing on your missions and what makes you the unique and special thing, knowing when a partnership is ready to sunset, all of those things to keep everyone doing all of the right. I'm losing my words. Go watch the session. It was better. We were better prepared. But yeah, really, it's just partner with anyone that's doing the things, and also a great proof of concept that your educators and your marketing people are essential to accomplishing your mission, meeting your visitors where they are, whether that's actually visiting your building or not. So whatever you do, value those people. They're keeping the world afloat as far as museums. So congrats to all of my partners.
Well, thank you, Rebecca. Did you receive an award? You did. Okay. Let me get a quick photo. 3, 2, 1. And one more. 3, 2, 1. Got it. Right. Well, thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us for this award ceremony. I want to thanks to Laurel Westfall for designing our awards presentation. And lastly, I want to thank Katie Ricketts for designing our scavenger hunt. The winner of this year's San Antonio scavenger hunt is Kyle Gray from the Mayborn Museum. Congrats. And on our leaderboard, it was a photo finish. It was a squeaker. I had to keep looking back. But third place in that engagement within Whova platform, third place goes to Sarah Ross, Fort Concho National Historic Landmark. Second place goes to Steve Baird from the Klein Historical Foundation. And first place goes to Patricia Neal from the Galveston Art Center. Congratulations, winners. We're going to be in contact with you with your gift card. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Margaret to close us out.
Thank you, Alex. And thank you again, everyone. It was so good to be here. I'm looking at our numbers, and we've got over 86 folks on this call. And that's phenomenal for the end of the week and for the end of this. So I will officially close our annual business meeting at 3:01. Take care.
Yep. And if you are here for the reflection time, let's take 5 minutes. You can stay in this room. This is the room for our closeout. So if you want to take a bio break,